The thing I hate most about that is the fact that even where it's deserving, we will not look at it. I usually tell Kenyans, why don't you just go get that handout, but make the right choice. It is okay. If a politician is coming with their money, don't refuse to take the money. Just take the money, but you make the right choice. But for me I think we need to tell these politicians no. I mean, we do not want. We want to, you come tell us what your policies are, because the 50 shillings that you give me or 100 shillings that you give me is going to cost me a lot more downstream when you go to parliament, and all you're thinking about is recovering that 200 shillings that you gave me to buy my vote.
True.
Yeah.
And one thing that is important that Kenyans should know is that they should understand the policies that their political presidential candidates actually have. Right?
Agreed.
Now let us look at another tweet. At Eddie Ila says, the COVID-19 shock has hit Kenya's economy hard and caused activity to slow down. We thus need a more stable political environment to achieve our economic recovery strategy. So far, I think the economic strategy of this country depends on the political environment of the country, right?
True.
And then we're looking at the 2022 general elections.
Yes.
And obviously, during elections, we usually have issues with the economy.
Exactly.
You as a person, and then we have the elections. Do you think with the COVID-19, the Kenya's economy is going to grow, or we're going to have issues?
Well, of course, when we come to the elections, every 5 years, the economy sort of slows down. People hoard, let's wait and see how it goes. And people don't really, there's not a lot happening in the economy front, in my opinion. But what I'm looking at in this particular elections, there's a lot that is riding with these elections. There's a lot of coalitions happening behind the closed doors, dealings that are already, the people are striking deals here and there. There's a lot that is riding on these elections that are coming.
True.
But am I optimistic? I am sorry, no. I am not optimistic. I really think that the next 5 years would be a season of recovery from the 10 years that have gone, should we get it right at the elections. And then we will start seeing results in 10 years. And the final 5 years, that's when whoever is going to be president, if we're going to make the right choice again, would now start seeing results. But the next 5 years, I don't see anything good.
You don't?
I'm sorry.
Well, there is one thing that usually happens is that with Kenya, it's politics year 1, year 2, year 3, till the 5th year. We don't really have a year where there is no politics. So it's usually from the time that somebody is elected to the end. Now, from my own perspective, I feel like, and this is a suggestion that a lot of Kenyans still think, that we should get to the political levels, or politics should be the first year, right? Then the second year, the third, and the fourth, it's all about development, work. Because we've seen counties like Laikipia, where the governor works. He is not much of
politicking.
Yes, but there is work done. So if we see work done, then at the end of the day, I'm optimistic.
You're optimistic?
Very.
Hey, okay. All the best. I'll ride on your optimism.
Please do. And a lot of Kenyans out there, please be optimistic. Don't follow Fred's move.
Please,
Yes. At Joseph 2M says, I think the curfew and any other restrictions set to combat COVID-19 needs to be lifted, and the government to put more emphasis on non-pharmaceutical ways of controlling the disease. It's high time we revive the economy. You're a sports person, right?
A bit, not quite. I'm not a fanatic, but yes.
But the EPL is on, right?
Yeah, it is.
And one thing that was unique was that the fans were back.
Yeah, they're back. No mask. They're there.
All of them, right?
Yeah.
And I was asking myself, Kenyans, we have this notion that right now we can't do a lot because of COVID-19. But if you look at the UK, they have their fans back, and it's a crowd, and there is COVID-19, right? It's not like COVID-19 is not available in the UK. And then, at the same time, according to Joseph, he says Kenya should focus on non-pharmaceutical ways, right? Which is putting on masks,
Yeah,
social
that's right.
distancing, and
Yeah.
things like that. Do you think Kenya, as at now, non-pharmaceutical ways will work?
No, I mean, first of all, Kenyans, we are very, I'm sorry, all Kenyans, but we are very indisciplined.
True.
And that is something that is working very much against us. Because even if you're told that now, can we social distance, how many Kenyans would really adhere to social distancing
Not so
rules?
many.
How many Kenyans really wear their mask in public? They don't. Even the washing of hands slowed down. You'd find that in buildings where you are supposed to, sanitize at the entrance or wash your hands, what people do, they pretend. Just put their hand at the sanitizer dispenser, but allow the dispenser to go down, and then they pretend. For sure. You see, now, when we talk about those, I don't think Kenyans, we are there yet. And we can't compare Kenya with the UK. UK has already vaccinated its people, and they're far. I mean, if you're talking about less than 2 million people vaccinated in the country, what are we talking about? In a country of about 60 million people, what are we talking about? Yeah, so me, I don't think so.
You don't?
Yeah, pharmaceutical ways, that would work, but still, we need to cultivate discipline amongst ourselves.
Okay. Now, I'll give you a good example.
Yeah.
If you use matatu, previously, Kenyan leaders, they were so blinded that they couldn't tell that matatus were carrying full capacity.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, they're
Go
saying, you
carry.
know what, go right ahead.
Yeah.
The first day, we have all the measures that were put in place. Right now, if you go to the CBD right now, some matatus, they don't care. They don't have hand washing stations. They don't actually look at the
Mask
masks.
or anything, yes.
They don't. And think this thing is one of the things that, as an individual, I think it's down to that level.
Yeah, it's down to you as a
Yes.
person, exactly.
And I think they are the people who are going to push Kenya's economy at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another one, at R. Kabushenga says, at R. Kabushenga says, I think what is missing is an open and honest public discussion on the economic effects of COVID-19. Currently, it seems like a closed space. We are all just talking about stimulus and bailout, but are there possible radical policies and personnel changes that can be tried?
Let me just tell you, that
Yeah.
one, there is no way in the short term and the medium term.
Yeah.
The personnel do policy changes, forget it. Until 2022 has come and gone, then now they can sit back and say, okay, fine. Did we win in the elections? No. Okay, what policy can we change so that we eat some more? That is where I stand from. I think the only way we can handle this is if we put into office leaders who are visionary, who have the best interest of the country at heart.
Okay.
But that, unfortunately, is not going to happen.
But Fred, remember, we still have between now and 2022. So what should happen in between?
Still, between now and 2022, we are busy wondering whether BBI is going forward or it's not. We are busy wondering, okay, is OCA active or it is dead? We are busy wondering, is the bottoms-up economy, is it bottoms-up or bottom-up? I don't even know whether that is going to take root. Those are the things that are preoccupying our minds. And now, who is right now in the leadership sphere that we can point to and say that this is a leader that is going to push for reforms in the policy sector and personnel changes? Who? Everyone is busy looking at in self-preservation.
Well, that's where the question therefore is.
Yeah.
Our leaders, right? If you look at different sectors, I think from my own perspective is that different sectors, let's say health, they come up and say, okay, fine, we have the COVID-19 that has affected the health system, right?
Yeah.
So this and this will happen in between the first 3 months or the first 6 months, and we look at the results that will be.
Afterwards.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. That is what leaders should be doing.
Exactly, but are they doing it?
They're
No.
not.
They are busy fighting BBI in court.
Okay. At Nathan's David said, when obtaining a bank loan in Kenya, the requirements vary by lenders, but you generally need to have a certain percentage of equity in your home, good credit, a low debt to income ratio, sufficient income, and a reliable payment history. Loans are not a one phone call away affair. Well, for those who've not heard of Metropole CRB,
Yeah.
we have the rating, they have the ratings, right?
Yeah.
So you can actually rate yourself
Yeah.
and know that you can qualify for this amount of
A loan or not.
loan.
Yes.
And so I'm looking forward to the conversation that you'll be having with your guest to
Yes.
just understand the banking sector.
Yeah.
Right now, as a Kenyan, Mama Mboga pale nyumbani, is she able to go
And get.
and get the loans? Because at the end of the day, the economic recovery depends on the SMEs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
True.
True, and also just it's good that you've introduced that, because that's going to be our discussion later on. But for me, what I would say, as even we close this discussion, is that most importantly, we need to start having discussions around risk-based pricing. What CRB has been doing, there's a lot of data there, and there's a lot of information that would guide when I go to a bank. If my credit risk is minimal, I'm able to be given a lower price. And somebody whose credit risk is higher is able to get a higher maybe price.
Right.
If we go that direction, then I think more and more Kenyans would be able to gain access to credit, and will do a lot more. Because right now, what's happening, actually what I'm seeing is the mobile application loans, which are, it's a story for another day. But anyway, yeah, we are going to take a short break at this point, but don't go away. Our discussion on the banking sector is coming after the break.